It'd help if I actually turned the mics back on so people could hear us and would have heard all that exposition about everything that's going on. All right, quick recap for those who actually didn't hear all that. We are now back in the game. Grodin is attacking the troll here with his second strike, which was the first happened right before we took a break. Beskar has commanded them to run away, which is why I put rings on them so they can remember that they are to run away this trip. And it is now Grodin's strike, and he just did a natural 20. Yay! Oh, wait a minute. He just did a natural 20. Okay.
Reroll one of those d6s. All right, so that is 25 points of damage.
Wow. So he's looking pretty bad shape. Yeah, that's not good for him. Okay, that was your second strike.
Yep.
Do you have a bonus action?
Technically, my fourth strike right there. No, I don't have a bonus action, so.
All right.
That is the end of my turn.
All right. It is now bad guy's turn, and they are going to follow the command to run away, which means they lose their rings. This guy's going to turn. You do get an attack of opportunity, Grodin. He's going to turn.
Please roll a natural 20 again.
I have 30. He has to run a full 30. He has to run
Almost 28.
28 is going to hit. Aslaniv, you get an attack of opportunity.
That's 14 points of damage on that guy.
All right. He is hurting, but he's still upright. Oh, and they regen, so he gets his regen points because it's top of his turn.
Attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Let me make sure. Aslaniv's never used the sword before, so this is his first time using it. I need to find out what his stuff is for it.
You see the thing running away, and you're, and you grab the sword.
It might not even work. Oh, he has a +0 to it. Yeah.
Might get lucky. Natural 20 will hit.
19.
Close. You do swing, and it clanks enough to get his attention, but does not do damage.
Aslaniv's like, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work.
These guys are very heavily armored, yes. All right. Let's see. That was bad guys running away. They can't bash as a bonus action because they had to run away first. They use their movement to run away, so they've used their movement. So they're done. That is their turn. That was a very good play, Beskar, because that burned a lot of their abilities. All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
That would now be Beskar's turn.
All right. Where was I?
You are standing over here behind Borko. Right over there.
All right. I was expecting Grodan and Aslaniv to finish the fight. Because I thought they were that low. I was wrong. So I will shoot them with a...
I am dying.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's what I was going to
He
do.
is absolutely dying. You need to heal him.
That's what I was
Cleric?
going to do. Yeah.
Remember, Arnie's not with you anymore. I'm just saying.
I have 1 hit point, Beskar.
I will cast Healing Word.
Oh, joy.
It's at a high level. You get 15.
15 hit points.
That's like half my hit. That's like half of it.
All of your health, anyways.
It's like, yeah, it's a third of my health. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
I'm using all spells.
That is your action. Do you have a bonus?
I will give inspiration to Grodan. Or no, Aslaniv's after me, so I'll give it to him.
All right.
Thank you. Ooh, I'm blessed and inspired. Great.
You are.
You can do it, Aslaniv. Go kill him.
I plan to.
All right,
Make
it
it
is now
risk.
Aslaniv's turn.
Which one is the most beat up looking?
This guy in the corner.
The one that Grodin just hammered on.
Yes,
That's
he's
the one
stumbling
farthest away from
forward.
me, correct?
Correct. He's stumbling forward. He is 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 to 50 feet away from you.
Okay. Can I move closer to adjacent
Alright.
to her, actually?
All right.
And that would still put me within 60 feet of her, correct?
Both
60
of them.
feet of the guy?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to do that.
All right.
I am going to cast Aslanniv's Necrotic Lance at the most injured one.
Yes, you are.
And since I am both inspired and blessed, it's pretty much a guaranteed hit unless I just really roll really bad.
And you just jinxed it. I'm just saying.
So, I mean, he's got a d20 plus 8 plus
I knocked on wood for you.
plus a 1d8 plus a 1d4.
You can add. Are you attacking or was that?
It's for I'm attacking.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to make sure it hits. 21.
Barely. It does hit,
Uh,
but barely.
Okay, it does 10 damage.
This guy stumbles forward as this green lance pierces his chest and explodes on the other side. And he falls dead.
Sweet. And because when Aslaniv kills things with magic,
With
Aslaniv
necromancy.
kills things, he has a Grim Harvest.
Yes, he does.
So I heal 3 times of the level of the spell I used. So I heal 6 points of health.
Whoop whoop. All right.
And that ends my turn.
It is now Ko's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to the one that is engaged with Grodan and I'm gonna flank him.
He's dead. He just died.
Oh, is Grodan engaged with... Okay, where's the last guy?
This guy died. That guy was running away and he just stopped and went, huh? And is starting to turn around again.
Alright, am I close enough to get to him?
You could run to him probably, yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You could get almost to him.
Alright, then I'll stand like 15 feet back and do a magic missile.
All right. Step over there. Magic missile. What level?
Second level, so
Okay.
that's 4 darts. $12.
They miss. Oh no, 12 points of damage.
They're automatic.
Magic missiles
They're
don't miss.
self-damage.
That's right. I thought that was the attack. Sorry. Brain fart. So, yes, 12 points of damage. He loses the health he just regenerated, plus a little. All right.
Generating health.
It's a troll.
It's a troll. He's regenerating his... You've been watching as they are attacking. You'll slice at them or something, and the areas underneath the rocks just knit back together. They don't seal up like, ooze and goo. It's like they literally weave back together.
Well then.
These guys are tough. All right. So that was Ko's turn. Was that it?
Yep.
All right. It is now Grodan's turn.
Grodan.
Did we lose him? He's still in
No,
the
I
channel?
muted, and I forgot to come off mute. All right, so how close am I to that troll? Can I close on him?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can.
Yep, so he's going to close and make 2 attacks.
2 attacks. Go for it. This guy, as you're swinging, he
23.
That is a hit. He is in much better condition than the previous guy. He's still. You see some scratches on the armor. That's about it. Maybe a scratch on his chin and a cut on the arm.
Let's remedy that.
All right, 10 points of
15
damage.
points of damage for the first hit. 15 because I reroll ones or twos.
15 points of damage is taken.
27.
27 is going to hit too.
Reroll both of those d6s. Alright, so 15 points of damage.
Wow. 30 points of damage. All right. It is now bad guy's turn, so he gets that back. Take that back. You are standing right there. So he does an attack for 19 plus 8. It's going to hit.
That's a hit.
For 10, 14, 19 points of damage. It's the first strike.
16 points of damage.
17 plus
It's a hit.
is a hit. 8 and 3 is 11, and 5 is 16, and 5 more is 21. 21 points of damage. And he's going to make that brutal because he didn't burn nearly enough of those last time. You have to make that. That is a con saving throw, please.
Con or strength? I thought it was strength earlier.
I'm sorry, strength. No, sorry, strength. You are correct. And it's a 15.
So, yep.
You succeed. He hits you hard, but you stay on your feet.
Yep. Also, he's glowing again, so he comes back for another. Just so you know.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I think that was. So he did the strike, and the bonus. Is that right? Did I do that right? I have to watch the video next time and see. I can't remember if I did the second strike yet or not.
I can't remember. I was too worried about dying.
Yeah, right? I believe he did, so I'm not going to force you to do that again. No, he didn't, because he was going to burn both brutals.
Oh.
I had a plan. I knew I had a plan. 18? Does an 18 hit you?
No, it doesn't actually, because he's glowing.
Because you're glowing. Ah! So he strikes, and it hits the glowing rune around you, and you just stand there, and he just kind of looks at you like, huh? All right, so he didn't get to use his second brutal.
Woohoo!
All right.
But now is the brutal for them like my superiority, where even if I miss, if I use it, I use it?
No. It's when they deal damage, which he didn't get to do damage that turn. He can inflict. Oh. He can knock you prone in the process.
Got it.
But you have a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked prone. But he didn't get to do damage, so. All right, that would be the bag. Oh, he can move.
Beskar.
Hold on. Does he want?
Yeah, move.
Yeah, am I the one behind that stand?
Yes, you are.
All right, I will move forward with the next to Ko and Aslaniv.
Nope, he can't reach Aslaniv, so he's not going to. He told him, "I'll be back for you, Skinny," but he can't quite reach him. So he's going to stay put. All right. It is Beskar's turn.
Yeah, I will move up next to Aslaniv and Ko.
All right.
And then I will cast. What's an intelligence? Phantasmal Force. on the guy.
All right.
Natural.
It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah. Intelligence save of 14.
Oh, intelligence. That's his lowest stat. But he rolled a 16. So 16 plus negative. What would that be? 3. So negative. So 13. He still fails. He rolled a 16 and still failed. What does he have to do?
He will see a. What are you scared of? He will see a dragon up to the size I can create, which is not the. It's about human sized, I think. And it will start attacking him, dealing
All right.
6 damage.
Imaginary dragon attacker right there. And it's going to do damage for 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right. All right. That is your.
Just gonna attack.
What was
And
that?
also bless ends. That was my turn, and bless ends because that's concentration.
Oh.
And I think it was about anyways.
All right. Good to know. I didn't think about that. So everybody, your blessing has faded. All right.
Or is it I rolled to have 2 up or no?
Nope. It is.
Okay.
If you use the second concentration, the first one must come down. So that is now Aslaniv's turn. You see the troll look at this space in front of him where nothing is, and he's like, swatting at it.
Okay. Sounds like, all right. Well then, excuse me. I am going to cast Aslaniv's Necrotic Lance because that's really all I can do at this point.
Yeah, you burned your big guns already.
I did.
To good effect, I might add.
10 does not hit.
10 does not hit.
Mm.
He's standing there swatting, and as he swats one way, this lance goes. He's confused.
And that's my turn. All yeah, no, that's it.
All right, Ko's turn.
Alright, so there's just the one guy left?
Just the one guy. Although he's still pretty beefy.
I'm gonna go up to him and stab him.
All right. Yep, you can. You can just get to him. Right behind him.
And he is being flanked, so you get
He is being
advantage.
flanked by. You could step that way. There you go. You'd have 5
So,
extra feet. But I'll give you
Does an
that.
18 hit?
No. But you do have advantage.
Alright.
Well, she already rolled her advantage, I think. Oh, wait, no.
No,
Nope.
I didn't.
15 does not hit. So you go to stab and it against the stone armor.
Alright, so my second attack.
9. $21 will
21!
hit. All right.
And so that should be...
Since you have advantage, you can apply sneak attack.
Yep.
I had to look that up today because I wasn't quite sure about that.
18 points of damage.
Nice. So he loses his regeneration and a little more. All right.
I'm picturing you just doing like a Bilbo Baggins and stabbing him in the back of a kneecap.
She slices a tendon or something because he's hurt. All right.
Is that your turn?
Ko's turn. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Groden.
Making 2 attacks. Natural 20! Yes!
Yay!
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, wait, no,
You gonna
I did not
double that?
roll. Yeah, I will double the. Let's see.
So it's 21 total. So double it's 42.
Yep, that'll work.
Wow.
So does Grodin see that he's looking rough?
He looks a lot rougher all of a sudden. You drive the blade in and twist it, and you just see blood. And it's this thick, it's not red blood. It's like this greenish gray ooze.
Alright, so Grodin's going to precise strike him. 21,
Nice.
and he's going to go ahead and unleash Greth's Retribution.
Yes, you are. I will tell you, don't even have to roll it because you're going to do max damage, and that's more than 20. He has 20 hit points left. So, you tell me how you want to do this.
Yeah, that's 32 points of damage. So he hits him with that one really big hit, and he sees that he's staggered, right after Ko, cut something. And I'm assuming that after he hits him with that one, he drops to one knee.
Yes.
And he, does that, just burst where everything goes, that blue flame around him, and then kind of just does, a pirouette from that other one and comes back around and decapitates him.
You do. You cut right, catching him just under the shoulders and the head. You slice cleanly through, and at first you think you've missed, and all of a sudden he just goes, and the head rolls off. He is down.
Grodin gets his torch out and starts going around and lighting fires on all of them as soon as it's done, because he does not want to fight any of these again.
You have decapitated all of them, so that was sufficient, actually.
Just
Actually, no,
making sure.
You didn't do the one, but setting fire to him, yes.
Yeah,
I was waiting to see if anyone would decapitate them or not, but you did, so.
Yeah, Grodin's fought trolls before in the army. Well, he knows.
Yeah, you've been through areas like this before.
Aslaniv like, what the hell were those?
Those were trolls. Two different variety from what it looks like.
Well, that suck.
I thought the spiders in the forest were bad. Oh yeah,
Trolls.
Grodin wasn't there for the spiders.
Nope.
Trolls are generally awful. How did they sneak up on us? They are loud and idiotic.
Yeah, they're not really stealthy. No offense, Grodin.
How did they sneak up on us?
I'm just laughing.
This is no time to laugh. How did they get into our camp?
So the thing was, these ones are just exceptionally sneaky.
Inside check.
Apparently, when you look through a familiar's eyes, you can't hear or see anything.
Why would you do this without waking someone else to keep watch?
Well, I mean, you guys are all light sleepers.
Obviously not.
I also heard a noise.
And it wasn't the troll?
Nope. It was some random lady being murdered in her house.
Oh. Well, did you do anything about that?
No, it was like a vampire or something.
Oh, what?
Oh my.
We need to continue resting.
Like 3 miles
But I
out
would prefer if someone would keep watch who would actually keep watch.
Aslaniv kind of just looks around
Not
because
Aslaniv.
he's terrible in that watch.
Have you
I
ever
will take
wait,
this
I do have
watch.
a question. Has Aslaniv ever taken a watch?
He's
Honestly,
taken one once.
You say like one?
like
He took
one
one
or
once
two
and he failed it.
watches. That's it.
All right, I just had to know, 'cause I couldn't remember.
And then the one he did take, he was like bullshitting because he was reading while the zombie
Right.
was watching.
Yeah. Whenever we ask who's going to take a watch, it always turns out to be Grodin speaks up, then me, then Ko, and by then it's already morning. So
Yep.
Aslaniv does not take watch.
Apparently.
And he reads anyway, so it works out in the end.
I am quite injured, but I will take the first watch.
I'm quite low on spells, so I'll take the second watch.
Aslaniv, do you think you would be able to take that final watch?
He was like, well, it wouldn't. I kind of used all my spells, so I probably should get some rest.
I can still take a watch. I'll just
Literally,
wake
all you
somebody
need to
up
do is
next time.
kick someone awake when you see something strange. That's all you need to do. You need to, like, zombify them.
So yeah, Grodin's going to take a watch, but he's also going to use this time to take a short rest and roll some hit dice as well.
Oh, also, does Ko doesn't have armor on, right?
No,
She
I
does.
do. I bought some new armor.
She bought new armor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You guys settle down for the evening and try to get yourself comfortable again. The tarp is still up, thanks to the immovable rod and the 2 stones you placed on the back corner. You made this little lean-to effect. So you're able to crawl back under, get yourself comfortable again. And as you're laying there, you hear animals in the distance. And you're not sure what kind of it. They sound large. They might be more trolls growling at each other.
All right. So
And you
I'll roll
feel
my-
this dampness rolling over you. And you, at first, when you bedded down for the evening, you thought it was the swamp itself because you were getting close to swamp water. But you realize it's a little more than that. It's getting heavy, like a storm rolling in.
So yeah, Grodin rolled a 20 for visual perception and 16 for a 16 for
For the smell.
for
yeah.
scent. Yeah, and he is going to also, while keeping watch, like pull the trolls out of the camp.
Okay.
And then,
You-
like, once he gets them all in a pile, he's going to light them in a larger fire.
All right.
Actually, before he lights them on fire, he's going to just make sure that they don't have anything on them.
Yeah, we should loot them.
You find their rock armor is strapped on the rock ones.
It's a 19 to
They
look
don't
through all their
have-
stuff.
So 19. All right. So they don't have much on them. They have pouches of dirt and dust of some sort or other. You imagine they believe that the dust has some qualities to it, but you don't. It's dirt and dust to you. You do find some gold in pouches. It looks like mismatched pouches, like maybe they've ripped it off of other people they have ambushed on the road. You find 14 gold pieces and 1 silver piece in the bags. And that's about it. They don't seem to have any magical effects on them.
All right, so yeah, once he gets them all, he searched them. He's just going to light them all in a big troll fire.
You set off the fire, and it begins burning brightly. There is a campfire near your camp that you set up the night before, the morning
Yep.
before. And so now you have 2 fires going, glowing brilliantly in the area.
I'm sure trolls will be able to smell other trolls burning, so...
I would hope so. They do have increased scent. All right. As you're getting yourself settled in, you've set up the burn piles. Everybody else is dozing off, and you're looking around. You smell the rotting vegetation of the swamp, and you see the green gaseous mist that floats off of it into the night air, kind of making a nice little halo effect around the campfires you've set. And it starts to get damp and rainy. In the distance you hear rolls of thunder.
Ominous.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. So he will wake up Beskar for that second watch.
I will.
Beskar, it is time for you to wake. Please
Okay.
try to keep watch. I do not think that I could dispatch 4 more of those creatures.
Yeah, same here. Because I did all the work then, apparently. That was a joke. That's shit. I will keep watch. I will. Perception check. 10.
All right.
I will do my best.
You set up watch for the night. Let me see. Roll to see if anything happens. A D6 is not going to tell me. All right. You're looking around, and the campfire. You notice the second fire still smoldering, and kind of just stare at it a while. And pretty soon you realize you've been staring at it for like an hour because you're still kind of half asleep. But nothing major seems to happen.
Okay. I will wake up Aslaniv for the rest of the watch then. He's the one that said yeah, right?
Yeah, that should have gotten him his spells back since he was the first person to go to sleep.
As if like he looks up at you and he's like, he kind of like rolls back over.
So the point of this is to stay awake. One person stay awake so we don't all die. And we need you to be awake this time. So get up.
So as he like kind of drags himself up and he's like,
I will take her favor, but if you don't know.
let's see if he pays attention. 7.
Wow.
You sit up and just kind of like lean back against Borko, the other side of him, and just stare off in one direction. You're not looking all around. You're looking in one direction, and you're just kind of sitting there like, I'm awake, all right? And you just kind of like do the whole emo teen thing, you know. I'm doing it because I have to, you know. So you...
Oh my god.
What? As you're sitting there, you hear lightning in the distance, and it's getting closer to you. You feel the heavy of the weather. It's just getting drearier. Eventually, it starts to sprinkle, and everyone else is under the tarp. But you're sitting out and beside Borko, and it starts to drip on your head. Eventually, you hear, I think there's someone over here, sir. I see
That's
light.
not good.
You think it's
There's no. You don't.
troll? No, sir. I think it is a camp.
Aslaniv goes over. The campfire's still going, correct?
Campfire's going, and the troll fire is smoldering still. It's glowing.
Okay. I go next to the both the fires because they're both within range, correct?
Yeah, they're 30. Oh, you can't see the map, but 30-ish feet apart.
Okay. To the campfire, I'm gonna stand next to it and cast Aslaniv's Curtain of Shadows.
All right.
Which would
It turns it
put
dark.
out the fire, but not put out the fire.
Right. It blocks all light. So all of a sudden, the area around you into this unnatural blackness.
Yes.
Sir, the light has gone out. You hear this in the distance. The light has gone out.
And I guess I just keep waiting
Well,
to see if they come near.
I don't want to be attacked by
Can I
trolls again.
Can I see them?
If you are standing in the center of said place, no, it is pitch black where you are.
I have dark vision.
It's unnatural darkness.
That is true. It's magical darkness. Would I still be able to see it because it's my spell?
No. That's the danger of using that spell. It's a good spell, don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
You could step out of it, I'm just saying. But, you know, it's your call.
Oh, wait. Causing you to become heavily obscured to others.
I thought it also blocked all light.
Shadows turn dim light within feet of you to darkness, and bright light in the same area to dim light.
All right, no, it would turn it to darkness. It does not. It is not the same as I thought it was. So yes, you could see out of it. You have dark vision. You see this. Oh, yeah. You see this warforged automaton walking along, pulling a cart, and behind him is this limping Aarakocra.
Oh, it's them. Aslaniv snuffs out the spell.
Immediately the surrounding brightens up again. Oh, look, over there. Yes, sir. I see it as well. The Aarakocra starts limping
Aslaniv
toward
waves.
you. Hello. Oh, I recognize you. You're what was his name? Aslaniv, sir. Yes, Aslaniv. Hello.
Aslaniv says, long time no see.
Yes, you are looking quite well. You look a little bruised. Do you need some healing salves? He looks around and kind of points at his cart.
Yes.
Aslaniv's like, that would be wonderful.
Oh, well, I think I might have a few extra. One second. And he lifts the tarp and begins digging through. He pulls out a box of various supplies and sets them up and starts pulling through. And you see him pull out, sprockets, and it's like the junk drawer at your house. Some of this and some of that.
Are the Warforged and the Aarakocra being quiet?
No, they've been talking out loud.
All right, so can I roll a perception check to see if Grodin would hear them all being asleep?
You wouldn't really even have to roll a perception. I mean, they haven't been whispering.
Yeah.
Talking. They've been. Oh,
So,
look
yeah.
over there. There's a fire.
Grodin's gonna wake up and approach.
You can choose I just need sleep and roll back over, or all of you. I'm saying this to everyone. Or you can get up and actually interact with them, but that's going to interrupt your sleep cycle. Your choice is yours.
I mean, they got a wagon. Grodin will sleep on the way for once, or just sleep longer. But Grodin's gonna wake up mainly because he's not taking any chances. I don't think Grodin knows these guys.
Grodin has never met these guys. You met him before Grodin came into the party, because you were actually out that week.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy was missing that week.
Yep. So Grodin's going to stand up and, sheath his sword, but, walk up cautiously because he sees that Aslaniv's, talking to them.
Right. Oh my.
Are these
You
friends of yours, Aslaniv?
You seem
Yes,
to have
I
some
actually
good friends here.
I bought some cloth from him earlier
Oh, yes.
that was stolen by Althea.
You
that
bought me
bastard.
out of silk. Oh, you've lost all the silk. I did notice you've changed clothes. I thought maybe you didn't like it.
No, I liked it. It was very nice. And
Well, I have
The
some more
first-
if you would like. It's my last roll before we get back to Baldur's Gate.
is it the same kind that you gave me last time?
You bought me out of that. I have some similar.
Oh.
It's a little darker pattern, with some stripes in it. Here, let me show it to you. And he goes to the back.
So you are a merchant, then?
Yes. I'm sorry. My poor manners. I forgot. I am Arti. You can just call me Arti. This is Bochs. And the Warforged steps forward. Hello.
Hello, my name is Grodin Malfour.
A man of fewer words, like me. Appreciated.
Indeed.
Which one is the robot?
Did I hear correctly that you have healing salves?
Yes, I have a couple for emergency purposes, but I could probably sell a few if you need them. Oh my,
That would be-
you are looking a little rough for wear as well. I assume you've run into the trolls in the area.
Grodin gestures over to the fire. They ran into us.
Us. That's what Alzu was going to say. More like they ran into us.
Yes.
We burnt them.
I've
Like
avoided them, thankfully. Box has had to take one on recently. That was a tough fight. But yes, here, one moment, and he reaches in to his miscellaneous crap drawer and pulls out 4, I guess I rolled very well there, healing potions. I could sell maybe 3 of these. I'd like to keep one for myself, obviously.
I'll take your entire stock. How much?
Well, I paid...
Are you even awake?
Yes, I woke up.
You-
Probably to yell at Anthony for about not waking us up when something happened. But then, so,
he goes, I paid 300 gold each for them. I would take no less, but of course they're for sale for you.
all right. Here's 300 gold.
There's
For one?
So he gives him one.
Oh, okay.
What kind of healing potion is that?
Just a regular healing potion.
For 300? God! He's a shifty guy.
He's a merchant.
I'll buy the other 2 for what was I saying? For 600.
All right.
So you just paid full price for what he was asking for? God, you're a terrible bard.
I meant to say something lower. But my math was messed up. So instead I just kind of picked
You can
full
do
price.
whatever it is you're gonna do.
So-
Man.
You're not a terrible bard. You're not a terrible bard. You're just terrible at math.
Yeah. So that's 900 gold. That's okay. I'll sell on some other stuff.
I apologize.
Yes.
These are greater healing potions.
Whew, much better. That's
Yes.
worth it.
I had to go look it up. I'm like, wait a minute. You're right. That does. But they're greater healing. It's still a little high. You know, because you've bought them in the past, But
Supply and demand, he's out in the
Right.
middle of nowhere.
He's in the
They're
middle of
also going to
nowhere.
be his personal stock.
and yeah, you just emptied his personal stash, so now he's in trouble. So yeah, but he's a merchant, and he sits down. May I have a seat with you by the fire? It's a little wet and rainy.
By all
right
means.
now." He
Of course, it's just
Sidles-
not controllable.
sidles up next to the fire and pulls his cloak over his feathers a little bit, and Box just stands next to him. Seems unfazed by the weather. He says, "I'm so glad to have found you. It was a cold night tonight. I was afraid I wouldn't get to shelter before the trolls attacked. I'm glad to."
Would Grodin have seen a Warforged before?
Yes, they are from mainly centered around Neverwinter, which is very close to where you came from. That was the closest
Okay.
major city to where you're from. So you've probably seen more than your normal share compared to the rest of the people of this world.
You look quite capable as a Warforged, as far as Warforged go.
Thank you. I am a protector. He just smiles and nods.
Aslaniv's like, so where are you headed? Why are you in these woods?
I was going to Baldur's Gate, but they've locked the gates. They've locked the gates. I just realized that's a pun. No, they've closed the city down. It is in riots again. That happens about once a year or so. The Duke does something stupid, raises taxes. They all get upset. They throw a fit. He lowers the taxes until everyone calms down. Rinse, repeat. It's an ongoing thing. It's one of the reasons
That's-
that most people don't like to trade there. But most of the guilds are there, so give and take.
Aslaniv kind of like sighs and he's like, of course we'd run into
It'll be
something as
it'll die
inconvenient
down.
as that.
It'll die down in a week or so. I'm going to head to Subar's Landing. Subar's Landing is just around the corner. find myself an inn, lay low for a while. For reference.
Would you mind if we accompanied you?
Oh, no, I don't mind. Perhaps it'd be good traveling companions. Keep us safe, and we could do the same, maybe.
I would not mind
looks
seeing
up
your
at Gertie.
companion. Do you have something to say?
It's like, we really need to get to Baldur's Gate. We can't afford too many more distractions.
We will not be able to enter if they have closed the city.
We can negotiate our way in.
I do not believe that is how it works.
With what?
We'd be merchants, correct?
All we have
He
is
is actually a merchant, and
they're
he
not
cannot
letting
get in.
anyone in except royalty. For reference.
We get royalty. Best car.
good places royalty.
For reference, I don't know if you can see the
Not that
stream
hard.
or not.
I can't see anything.
Baldur's Gate is here.
I feel like a weatherman. This is cool.
Okay, Baldur's Gate. You are way up here where my hand falls off the screen, just past the
Troll Claws, which is a set of very rugged, rocky terrain. And Subar's Landing is way over there. There. Alright, I'm going to fix this. Hold on.
Is it still relatively close to Baldur's Gate?
No.
It's the other direction. So what he's suggesting you do is, see, Subar's Landing is right there. So he's saying
He's talking to you and saying, I'll go north a bit. We'll cut across. Subar's Landing's just across the bridge. It's not very far. A day's travel or so.
and he's describing, he sits for a good 30, 40 minutes describing the path and describing this area to cut across the bridge, go back to Subar's Landing.
So he describes all.
That's where we rest. That's where we asked for directions, right?
That was Daggerford.
And that was just above there.
Okay.
By about a mile.
That is
or a day or so.
That is unfortunately further out of our way. I thought that possibly it was a city that was close to Baldur's Gate.
Well, it is close. It's the closest place with a decent hotel.
As an says, I think we should still take our chances in Baldur's Gate. If push comes to shove, we have magic at our disposal.
Oh, that comes in handy sometimes, depending on what you do with it. Of course, you could, well, you can attack, or you go as disguised, or you could try to sneak in. I wouldn't suggest it, but you could. What is this urgency? They'll be done in a week or so. It's not life and death right now.
And
They'll
it
finish
kind of
tearing up
is.
the streets, and
I do not wish to part with my ox again. And I believe that anything that you have that is magical will do just that.
That's why I'm trying to get to Baldur's Gate first. And I believe that Baldur's Gate has a mages guild, correct? I'm pretty sure they do. It's a fairly large city.
it's a large city. I wouldn't know. I'm more of the merchant guild, textiles mainly. Oh, speaking of which, and he reaches back and pulls back the silk with the pinstripes on it. This is what I was referring to. If you see, it's fine. If you want to feel it, it is the finest quality.
As he puts it, takes the bolt of cloth from his hands, and he's like, "How much is it?"
Oh, that would be a full gold piece.
I believe I can spare that.
Oh, wonderful.
And he hands the guy 10 silver, since I don't have any gold.
All right. Oh, thank you very much. Box, could you please hold this for me? And he hands it to the Warforged. Yes, sir. Box takes it and opens a compartment in his side and dumps it in.
How old are you, Box? When were you forged?
I am 327 years old.
Is that one of the older ones, or out of character? Like for this world, is that one of the older ones?
The older one is that like old for a Warforged?
Warforged, yeah.
Yeah, that would be older. Warforged live for as long as they can stay maintained for a very long time. Their life energy does run out eventually, but they live as long as they can maintain themselves. They are fairly long-lived species, race, creatures, things. It's kind of hard because they're not really born,
Alive.
but they're alive. Yeah, they're sentient, which is interesting.
It is good to see a Warforged. It has been many years since I have seen one.
Yes,
You are a common sight near my home.
It is interesting to see a Loxodon. Many years has passed. You don't seem to travel this far south usually. I am surprised, but pleased.
This is a strange land.
Indeed.
You do not seem fond of people who do not look like them, pointing at like his companions.
Yep. You have been to Waterdeep, I assume.
Yes.
Fortunately.
Baldur's Gate is much more accepting. They are very, very mixed. It is part of the reason why they riot so frequently. Easily stirred up.
I will not be called a dim worker there, will I?
No. If you are, smash them. It is perfectly fine.
That was very close to happening in Baldur's Gate, or in Waterdeep.
In Waterdeep, yeah.
Well,
So,
like I said, I think we should press to Baldur's Gate, Gredan. I've already been thrown out of a dimensional portal, and I'd like to.
I do not
happen
wish to be encamped outside of a unstable place without being able to get in. I do not wish to risk Orko again by leaving him behind if we use magic as a means of entering.
We'll make sure that we bring Borko with us.
What
we
if
might not be able to bring the wagon, but we might be able to bring Borko.
what if we pose as royalty, but not necessarily from this realm?
if
That
you are
would
not
be
related
cool.
to the Duke, I have a feeling you would not be allowed entrance until the rioting is calmed, if nothing else, for your own safety and security and political well-being of the Duke. He would hate for a foreign dignitary to be killed in the streets.
What if we pose as
I am technically still here as an emissary to the Loxodon people.
Oh, you are? Oh, that
True,
is-
so we don't have to lie.
We could use that.
What if both at the same time? What if an emissary of the Loxodon and Changeling Royalty are traveling together? Along with the Hobo Wizard.
Because technically, we don't know how many
You just
people
said changeling out loud in front of people who don't know that changelings exist?
What is a
fine.
changeling? I do not know of this.
Well, I can disguise myself as a Changeling. Changelings are people who can disguise themselves at will. But I have this kind of disguise, so I'll just look however I want.
Interesting. So you are like a doppelganger.
Well, no, not me. But the Changeling, whoever they may be, can do that, yeah. They're like a doppelganger, yes.
Interesting. Hey, Box, did we encounter one of those recently? Many years, sir. Right. Oh, scary creatures those are.
Where did you see them? By any chance?
We were in the mines. I was digging many years ago for crystals, and yes, apparently they inhabit the deeper, darker places. He assumed Box's form. I thought it was Box and almost went with him, until the real Box stepped behind him and split him in two.
Interesting. Which caves? Where were they?
Was that a
caves?
doppelganger or a changeling that you? encountered?
I wouldn't know the difference, I suppose. It was in the mines far north of Waterdeep.
Probably a doppelganger.
Yeah. I've only... Yeah, probably a doppelganger.
Aslaniv's like kind of like hinting doppelganger. Probably that. Probably should stop talking about it now. It's like-
If I had not just slain those 4 trolls, I would not mind testing my
4?
strength against
Are
a
you
warforged, but that is what was in that pile.
Granted, are you still like beat up, or are you full now?
What?
Aren't you still beat up, or are you full?
Grodin, because he didn't finish sleeping, is I rolled my hit dice, so I'm about half health, a little bit under half. So if his sword was out, he'd be glowing.
He's going like button right now.
Aslaniv's like, why do you have to hit all of our friends we meet?
It is a challenge I believe that Bochs would understand. You want to test your strength and your ability so you can continue to grow.
Oh, no.
Also, if you want to talk
I would
about it with your
prefer
friends.
not to fight, thank you. I have stayed 327 years in this realm by avoiding fights, when possible.
I had met Warforged before that liked to test their strength against others.
Oh, yes. They usually don't live this long.
Aslaniv's like, see, everyone doesn't want to fight all the time. Why can't
Well, you do not know unless you ask.
just can't you just
Kalastodon
exchange training
is
tips
correct.
and call it a day?
That doesn't work the same as your magic. You find out things in combat by engaging in combat. Whether it is a friendly sparring match or a fight to the death, as was with the trolls. You can read about theory, but you cannot employ new theories without testing first.
Magic is is kind of the same way, you know. I can
I have seen
I
you
can tell
read
you what-
books and then do some of your magic. It is not the same.
It takes practice though.
I suppose.
Also, he takes out the longsword and he kind of like gives it to Beskar. I don't need this.
Okay, I'll just take this.
I saw you swing at the troll earlier. It was a valiant effort.
Also,
Yeah,
when
it's-
did they get a sword? I don't remember.
We gave
It's a-
to him because he had no
it's a-
weapons.
Oh yeah,
It's a +1 longsword.
there's one of those then.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't need that. It was an
If you
effort,
do
but
end Oh, sorry.
no, it was a good effort, but I obviously ultimately didn't do much.
So we're a day or we're 2 days from Baldur's Gate right now.
Oh, you would be at least... Oh, how long have we been walking, Box? A day, sir. We left early in the morning. Right. It's been a long walk, but I didn't dare stop in the troll territory. Well, not until I met you all, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm very thankful for your camp and warm fire.
well, it's made of troll bodies, so enjoy it while you can.
This fire is not made of troll bodies. The one over there is.
It appeared very much
For
wood,
yourself,
but I figured your young
I'm
friend here didn't know the difference.
He is not great with survival skills.
I didn't think so.
I'm actually at the troll fire with one of my hands. What y'all doing?
It is stanky. I don't mean stinky. I mean stanky. He put the swamp trolls in there, and burning them. Burning a troll in general is going to be not the pleasantest smell, but that is just putrid. Like, yeah.
Which he did that on purpose so any other trolls would know that other trolls had died whenever they came over here.
Yeah, I covered my scent in the scent of dead trolls.
There you go.
It's
You're
recording technique.
disgusting. Now, Box, you mentioned you had lived in this realm. Have you been to any other realms?
No, that would be an interesting adventure. I would enjoy that.
It's
Have you?
definitely an adventure, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to
Yes.
a few different.
Really? Very interesting. I didn't think any but the deities could traverse realms.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know that. Yeah, that's
Magic
not
can do a
true.
lot of things.
Yeah, like teleport random people against their will to a different place.
Well, I will have to ask your secret in travel then. Someday. It is late tonight. I suppose it would be a very long story.
Yeah.
I would need sleep.
I also still need sleep.
But it was a pleasure meeting both of you.
If you end up at Subar's Landing, ask for Rosie at the Green Goblet. I'm sure she would kick me a few coins for sending people her way, and, well, you could find a decent hotel. It's a small town. There aren't very many decent areas outside of Baldur's Gate until you get closer to Waterdeep. Daggerford's probably the closest, but, well, they're not as friendly as I prefer.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
They seemed fairly friendly whenever I was there.
They're not going to be after they find out we took that ox.
He is my ox. It was not
Yeah.
his to be. It was not his to begin with.
This one, and he points over
I
at
agree. Humans don't
portal.
see it the same way.
Well, if they try to see it any differently, they will see the edge of my blade.
I'm quite certain of that. That being said, Baldur's Gate.
While I would like to join you two, it does seem like Baldur's Gate is our destination. We will most likely have to wait.
It's going to be a while before you're allowed in, but I do wish you the best.
Are there any settlements around the walls of Baldur's Gate?
Oh, yes. There is a great outer city, as it's called. It's very much a shanty town. Well, it's not safe. I would suggest not staying in that area, but if you would choose, you are more than welcome to do so.
We can handle ourselves.
I imagine you can. You took 4 trolls. He kind of looks around and... is it, well, they usually hunt in pairs.
There were 4.
Yeah, you've taken 2 pairs of hunters out. I suppose the hunting circles are reduced for the night. Do you think it would be safe, Box? Yes, sir. For an hour or 2. Perhaps a nap is in order. He kind of leans back.
I will finish my sleep.
Kind of crawls under his cart to get out of the rain, and if you don't mind, I will sleep here. Be gone first thing in the morning.
Not a problem at all. We plan on leaving first thing in the morning as well, right, guy? Right.
That is correct.
Wonderful. Well, if you change your mind to go with me, I'm sure I could get you some comfortable accommodations for a week or 2. Probably at a reduced rate. I do have traveling points.
How much feel about that offer?
Well, good night. And he kind of rolls over and curls up, and Box sits down at the end of his wagon and just leans against the wagon and starts looking around, like panning the horizon, but like at a synchronized rate. Just keeps doing that.
Good night. And I go to sleep.
Well, I guess I'll just finish keeping watch.
You can sleep as well, sir. I have high perceptional skills. I will know if something is approaching.
Well, I guess it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, Grodin's already asleep.
Great. I Aslaniv goes to lay down.
All right. You rest through the rest of the evening. The encounter of random adventurer has ended. You sleep fairly restfully. Aslaniv. I'm just yanking your chain again. Never mind. The morning comes, and the only way you know it's morning is it gets a little lighter. The rain is still pouring down. It has become a fairly steady, constant. The drops are large drops, and everything is getting wet and soggy. The Aarakocra crawls out from under. Arti crawls out from under his wagon and stretches. Oh, it is not so good to be this old. But alas, I can get myself moving. I guess it's a good day. Any day you can stand up is a good one, right?
Yes, I suppose so. I don't seem to have those problems quite yet, but...
Ah, relish your youth, young one.
I'll probably be around a lot longer than any guy say. But yeah.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I am all of 37 years old.
I'm half your age.
And you get the idea, based on the fact that Aarakocra are not a long-lived species. I think that's a true statement. I wrote that down.
They are not.
If I'm wrong, chat will correct me, I'm sure. They're the oldest living creatures on the planet. Oops.
If you're wrong, you're not wrong because you're the DM.
I'm
You
trying
can
to
literally
stick to
whatever you
canon.
want.
I'm trying to stick to canon a little bit, at least. All right. So you get up and get around, and Bochs has started a very small campfire. Basically, just 4 rocks with a bunch of twigs in the middle, and he's cooking a little can on top of that. And he's got it protected with his own form, basically keeping the rain off of it, just sitting over it and guarding it. I will have beans in a moment, sir. Ah, road food. I love road food.
Aslaniv absent-mindedly picks through some trail mix, and he's not exactly excited about it.
Yeah, Grodin is gonna forage a little bit, and just see if there's anything that he can find that's edible.
There is a lot of vegetation around, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're not a swamp dweller, so it's gonna be a high DC. Roll your forage, just to know it will be a high DC.
Nope.
You look around and you see a lot of tuber-like plants that you kind of pull out of the muck, and you're not really sure if you can trust them. And you smell of them, and they stink to high heaven. And the smell tells you probably not. Probably not a good idea.
So yeah, Grodin will instead go and get some of his trail stuff. And just so you know, you guys have meat. He got y'all dried meat and stuff in the marketplace.
Yeah, he got you the good stuff because he paid the good money.
Yeah, and
Since we're out in the middle of a swamp, and swamp are known to have poisonous things, can I look for mushrooms?
Sure. How far afield do you want to go to look for said mushrooms?
I want to search
near,
for
middle,
maybe
or far.
Middle, for about an hour.
So that's going to be a better DC in your behalf, but it's also going to be a higher risk. Okay.
Okay. So what do you want me to roll for that? Nature, survival, what?
Roll 2 rolls. First, you're going to roll survival. The second, you're going to roll a perception.
Okay. All right. Survival. 8. He's not very good at that.
You go out and you stay out for a good hour. I'm assuming you told the others where you were going and why you were going,
Yes.
or not.
Yes.
That's an assumption. You tell me.
Yes. I tell Groden I'm gonna go look for mushrooms.
That is inadvisable.
He's like, yeah. I'm only gonna be an hour.
I don't think that you understand the peril in the swamp.
Aslaniv has already walked off.
So you go wandering for an hour and you look around and you've been kind of keeping track of where the water edge is versus where the land edge is, kind of keeping your bearings that way. So you know this way is the way you came, and now just follow the water edge back to go back. You'll find your camp because you were camped right on the water's edge. And you go that way for a good half an hour to an hour, and it's like the picture back here. It's got a lot of trees and underbrush and undergrowth, and as you work through some of that, you start seeing tracks of various sorts. You're not a very good tracker person, and you rolled an 8 for your nature check, so they're tracks, animal prints. You're not sure what kind. You also see some lines in the mud, and it's rainy and mucky and gross and slimy, and you see some lines that swirl through it. Not sure what those are for.
So,
And you rolled an 8 for perception?
Oh, for perception, I have a 24.
For 20. Woohoo! Okay. So, you are walking through, and you hear,
Hey, there he is. No, shh. Wait, but we can take him.
because you rolled very high.
He's gonna get mugged.
Me too. Me too. No, stay.
Aslaniv notices that and tries to inconspicuously start walking back towards the camp.
He's turning around. He's turning around. Go after him. No, you. No, you. No, you.
Do you look back? You just
like-
going straight back?
No. Yeah, Aslaniv's just like casually walking because he knows he can hear them, so he's just
You
kind of
rolled
like
very high, so yes.
so like
a
he starts
natural
out in like
19.
he's like walking normally and then he like starts like a canter and then he jogs and then he just starts running.
They sounded very, very much like the creatures that you encountered outside of Daggerford. Kind of that voice.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get eaten by lizard people.
But you didn't encounter anything of mushroom variety. You did see some
Bummer.
very large spiders, not monstrously large. We're talking normally large spiders and some snakes slithering through and various forms of wildlife. That's about all you saw.
Okay. Aslanif just makes his way back to the camp then.
So while Aslaniv was doing that, Groden was getting himself some of his trail rations and feeding some to Borko as well.
Nudge, nudge, nudge.
And then, getting the camp broken down and everything ready to set up. And then before they go, he just goes over to Arti and Bochs again.
Oh,
You are a merchant, you said.
yes, yes.
Do you have any other wares?
I have
So
some
just
odds and ends, yes. What else would you look to buy? What do you
I am
in search
looking
of?
for some leather, preferably of higher quality, to improve my armor.
I don't have any of that, I'm afraid. Yeah, I could get you some very strong denim material, if that would help.
I tend to find that leather works better for the armor. It's
Probably.
a good quality, supple leather can improve the comforts and the longevity of armor
But
when
if you
used
put
as
the-
lining.
I have this wool lining that would be just fabulous inside of armor. It would keep you nice and warm in the rainy things like this.
Wool tends to not agree with Loxodon skin.
He kind of smiles and nods like most skin, but he just kind of smile. You can tell he was definitely trying a sales move, and he realizes, nope, didn't work.
Well, I suppose it would be not the best, yes.
Well, I appreciate it. I wish you two the best of luck on your journey.
Are you going to the Green Goblet with us? It's not that far.
We
now,
will
and
be-
daylight.
We will be heading towards Baldur's Gates. I do not believe that my partners would go to the Green Goblet.
All right. Well, I do wish you the best, and keep in touch. If you ever encounter me again, perhaps I will owe you a favor or two. Thank you very much for the rest. I was so tired.
And he begins crawling up onto his wagon, and Box grabs the handle.
If you wouldn't mind, Box, a little slower this time. I'm a little sore from the sleep last night.
Yes. He just starts marching forward.
Gordon's gonna go over to Beskar and Beskar, could I borrow one of the potions and pay you back when I have acquired more money?
Sure, here you go. By the way, what kind of health potions were those? Because I never
Greater.
had those.
Those are greater healing
Okay.
potions, yes.
Goodness.
I
Excuse me,
really
sorry guys.
hope he doesn't encounter trolls on the way, because you've emptied the supply.
He said he could part with 3 of them.
Yep.
And I did not press.
And he can fly in a pinch, you know?
Yeah.
He's old.
Well,
I'm not sure how he can fly anymore, but every time you've seen him, he's been walking.
Yeah, that's not our problem.
So yeah, Grodon's got he's yoked up Borko and got the camp broken down, and he's ready to go. They're just waiting on Aslaniv to hopefully be back and not be dead.
Alive. You
Does
see,
he
I need
come-
to, saw Aslaniv barking out the trees.
Wow, Aslaniv, I didn't know you could run.
Everything okay, Aslaniv?
He's like, I was trying to pick some mushrooms, thinking about making a health potion or maybe some poison if I found a nice one, but no, I didn't find anything. All I saw was snakes and bugs, and I hate the swamp. I'm ready to go.
I told you that was a poor idea.
I just thought maybe I could find something, but alas, this nature's not my thing.
Clearly.
So-
That is obvious. I thought you would have known that.
I don't know. I just thought I could find something in there, but probably won't do that again.
We should head towards Baldur's Gates, I suppose.
Yes, because I've got a plan on how to get in.
What's your plan?
So yeah, we're gonna set off towards Baldur's Gates.
And
You're gonna
as
share your
we're
plan
walking,
as you're
Yes.
traveling.
yes, as he says, now Beskar and I can dimension door, and we can bring one person with us. So as long as we can get a clear view of the other side of the gate, we can teleport in, no problems.
And I have
I will not leave Borko.
I have an arrow of dimension door. I don't know
For
if that
that,
works. I don't know. Can that carry one person, or is that multiple people?
You can. I don't think an ox classifies as your size or smaller.
it does not, I believe.
I
No,
probably
he's
could
large.
take it.
Yeah.
So I had thought that might have been what you would suggest, and I cannot agree to that because I would leave Borko, and I will not do that again.
You
Well,
could stay with Borko.
if Rodan gets in with Borko as an emissary for the Lexodon, and then the rest of us teleport inside, we should be good.
A sound plan. What do
Or
you
we
think,
could
Rodan?
all try to go in under my diplomatic.
Okay, well, we'll do that. If we'll try under you, and if it doesn't work, we'll just teleport in.
And do we want to say some of what the rest of us are also royalty or no? Because me and Coach.
I would say that you are here as part of my party.
Yeah, because
That's
most royalty would need like a group of people with them.
I am not royalty, but I am a diplomatic emissary. That is the truth, as I am the only member left.
agreed. So, we have a plan then.
Like changelings.
I would
Just
say that that is probably not a great idea, as no one knows about the changelings, and it does not seem that they are in a very politically sound situation themselves.
no shit.
Eloquently put, Aslaniv. But we will see how this goes when we approach the city. And they're just going to keep trucking on. Do I need to make perception checks or anything as I'm driving?
You do. I was about to suggest you should make a couple percent. Let's do 2 for the day. All right, so you are.
Alright. So 14 and 16. 16 cent on the first one.
Resounding.
That, and then for the second. So on the second perception check, 17 for visual and 24 for scent.
Okay. As you're moving along, you hear growling and scuffling in the distance. You can smell like carrion. Like it's faint, but 24. You rolled very high. You can tell something. As you're riding along, there are wild things in the distance that are hunting.
Towards Baldur's Gate? Towards Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, as you're
Did Buddy get out?
going, this is a very beast-laden stretch. You don't see any, but you can definitely see the signs and the effects of them. You can hear them in the distance.
He's still just going to keep on trucking and keeping an eye out. Specifically anything that looks like it might end up wanting to try and make a snack of his, best friend that he will have to destroy.
Yes. So you carry on. It is growing dim, but it's not dark yet. And you see, you've seen several people passing you, each of which, as you stop to talk to them, has told you basically the same thing for the sake of time. Baldur's Gate's locked up tight. You're gonna have to figure out some other way in or something because, they're not letting anybody in. Shoot, I even tried thieves guilds trying to bribe my way in. They just took my money. That kind of thing.
I actually laughed out loud at that.
So, yeah, they're just going to keep going.
Okay. You keep going. It is getting dark. Do you want to camp for the night? You know that it's probably another 3 or so hours ahead. Based on what, because you've been asking people, how much further is it? And, they tell you, and you get the idea. You've probably got another 2 or 3 hours to go. Or you can
He wants to push on until they're closer to the wall because He figures that trolls will probably be less likely to get there, and he would much rather deal with people than trolls.
Yeah. All right. So you press onward. Give me one more perception. I'll roll for another encounter roll. All right. I rolled 3 9s, so that should tell you.
Great on the visual. Another 24 for the scent.
Yeah, you smell the carrion. On my little chart here, a 9 is distance, distant threats. And so you smell the rough carrion smell, like it's something recently dead. Every now and then, just waft by, but you don't see or you're not threatened by anything. You press on, and pretty soon you crest over a hill, and you see. Let me switch over here. Bam. I'm gonna pull this up on top. Hold on a sec. So you crest over the hill, and you see this side. My hand doesn't reach because it goes off the camera. But out there where it says Outer City, you are where the inn is, basically. You see the giant inn. You're basically there as you crest over, and you see these slums. It's very much ratty. They don't have any such thing as cardboard, but if they did, it would be cardboard little boxes for hovel type things, and you'll see, 2 or 3 people sitting in them staring out. It is a very poor, destitute section of town. Closer you get over here, over in this side, you're going to see the upper class shantytown, where it actually has bricks and plywood for their little shanties. It's a much more, you can tell people there try to take as much pride as they can in their small little piece of reality, but it's a lot of very run-down, not so good kind of place. The front gate is right here, so that's where you'll be attempting to get in if you can. That's the front gate. There's another gate over here, if I can get my finger to go where I want it to. There we go. There's another gate over there that you've heard of. You've asked around to the travelers, that is commonly called the cattle gate. It is, they tell you that's where royalty brings their cattle in and out. You, Ko, have a map, correct?
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if I have one of Baldur's Gate, but...
Yes. So you see, I tried to highlight it because it didn't show up very well, but you see this line that I've got going through the city here? That line that goes right there? That is a wall that separates the upper district from the lower district. And the lower district is, once you're inside the wall, it's like the middle class section, and this is the upper class section. Royalty, nobles, people who pay very well to pretend to be royalty or nobles, they live up here in the upper class section behind this wall that's going on right now. So there's a wall inside the city as well as a wall around the city.
So Grodin approaches the main gate.
Yeah, and it is getting. Oops, I gotta kill it here. Sorry.
He's got his torch out while he's got his torch out on like the little. I'm assuming with it being a wagon, he's got a torch holder, like a sconce thing for it.
I'm sure you could figure that out. Yes, you can figure out how to attach one. All right, so we'll get rid of that. So you're marching toward the city, and as you are coming down, there's only one major way in, and that's through Shantytown. And you see people, scraggly old men and very tattered women in these really tattered dresses, and one scraggly old man kind of leans out his, "Hey, where you going?" "Yeah, you. Where you going?"
We are going to Baldur's Gate.
"Wouldn't go in there. Not safe right now."
And why is that?
"You ain't heard about the rioting going on? The Duke raised taxes again. It's getting so a man can't live nor eat around here."
I have important business there.
"I'm sure you do, but unless you are one of the Duke's relatives or something, good luck. Now, you wouldn't happen to have an extra silver piece on you, would you? Help an old man like me. I gave you fair warning."
Yeah, sure.
Grodin actually does have an extra silver piece.
Me and my wife would
I
sure use
do.
a hot meal, and that would go a long way. And he looks over, and there's this woman. She has this bun hairdo, but it's kind of frazzled and coming out of the bun, and she just smiles and streaks of dirt on her face. And, "Hello."
Grodin takes out the one silver piece that he found on the troll and hands it to the guy.
Can I insight check them just to be sure?
Thank you. What are you inciting for?
Are they actually like
Are they going to try and rob us?
Are they actually? Yeah. Are they criminals? Are they shifty?
Oh, okay. Insight check.
$17.
You look at him, and he just seems like a dirty, scruffy little old man. He's got holes in his coat. He looks like he's trying to keep a good appearance. It's really hard to keep a good appearance when there's a giant hole in the shoulder. But he's trying.
So yeah, Grodin hands him his lone silver piece that he had.
That is quite generous of you. And he puts it in his pocket, but you can tell he seems very genuinely appreciative of, wow, someone actually did. He's not like, yeah, thanks, or anything like that. He's very appreciative of it.
Alright, I'll give him a silver piece too.
Well, thank you. Robert, you see that? They got a second one. And he's not.
As the new chimes in to Grodin, he's like, "Let's not bring tension to ourselves."
I believe that it is difficult for me to not draw attention to myself, as I am a Loxodon and not from here.
There's a difference between people being afraid of you and attention, and people thinking we have money attention.
It's okay, Aslaniv. It's not like we have any more money, because we don't.
You gave me all that you had, even? Oh, that there's right nice of you. That's.
I have the
I
ability
feel
to
bad
make
now.
more
And
if I
he
need.
holds out his hand and holds one back to Beskar.
No.
I
We
feel
can
bad
make
about
more
it.
money. That's where we've come.
Oh,
I don't know.
all right. Well,
We have a bit more stuff that
if you need a worker, I'll be glad to do things for you. I could show you around the city once they let us in. I know the city like the back of my hand. I do.
We'll take that under advisement.
What is your name?
My name is Trevor Greenspade.
Okay.
We will keep that in mind, Trevor. Good luck with your... I do not know what to wish you good luck for, because I do not know what it is like here, but...
He cracks up laughing at that, actually. He's like, I know the feeling. Sometimes you see so many people wandering through the city, you just don't know what to say no more. But I appreciate it.
May peace be with you, or something along that line. What was it again?
I have no idea.
I don't.
I don't either, but still.
That's sad.
Where'd my dice go?
Listen, we've had a long day.
May the wind be at your back as well.
Yep. And the force be with
Wait, did he say that? Wait, he said
He didn't.
the
He did
changeling
not
thing.
say the thing. He did not
Oh.
say the
He
changeling
didn't say
thing.
the changeling thing.
I have it written down in my notes. That is not the thing.
Why do I remember "May the wind be at your back" thing? Like, I don't know.
He was being as pleasant as he could be.
That's nice.
It's
It's
an
a
Eric
good
Oka thing.
change for once.
He's secretly an Aarakocra.
I'm so thankful that Aslaniv writes these things down because my notes are just so bad.
I'm a wizard. That's what I do.
All right, so
Okay.
you wander your way further toward town. Are you diverting? What's the plan?
Nope, heading straight for the gate.
Let's keep pressing
Keeping
on.
steady.
All right, you continue toward the gate, and the buildings get
I'm
closer
gonna
and closer.
I'm gonna give Grodan an inspiration because I assume he's gonna be the one talking. So,
All
come on, Grodan, you can do it. Be the
Yep.
emissary you need to be. Get us into the place.
So yeah,
That's
Grodin
right.
just continues on to the gate.
All right, as you're getting closer, the ramshackle structures getting closer and closer and closer, and you find yourself being funneled inward toward the gate, toward something. And there are several people. And as you're going past these, you can see in, and the smells are not pleasant and somewhat overwhelming. Everything from cooking food from one side to feces and other smells from the other side, and the two mixing. There are times where it kind of turns your stomach a little, and you have to kind of just hold your breath as you ride through the area. But you work your way through. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I need a D6.
Perception check.
I need a perception check from Grodan. No, Ko. 6 was Ko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Oh wait, so not Grodin?
Not Grodan.
Yeah, go.
What am I rolling?
Perception check.
Perception.
Perception. 26.
Well, okay. So you guys are riding through, and as you are, this group of kids, you see them kicking this ball around, and they kick it up, and it goes flying high, and one kid runs back to catch it and runs smack into Borko, and the ball goes and lands inside your cart. And the other kids come climbing up, and they're laughing and giggling, and they go jumping onto Borko and climbing over to get the ball because they're just running right after it. And they plow over anything in their way, which includes Grodan and Ko.
Alright, I'm gonna try and grab the ball and throw it.
All right. As you reach back and grab it, you feel, with the 26, someone tugging at your waist. And you look down and you see one of the kids has pulled on your coin purse quite unsuccessfully.
Okay, so
Stab him.
I grab for my dagger with one hand. And then I grab his collar with the other.
No, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me,
And
miss.
then I gently, and gently's in quotations, I kick him out of the car.
And then I throw the ball away.
Can I throw it towards... Like,
Pop the
can I
ball.
throw it in the yard?
You
That's
can
what
throw
I'm
it like
called, stabbing the ball.
on top of the roof or something.
Nope, I'm stabbing the ball and
Oh,
throwing
you're
it at
stabbing.
them.
Okay, you stab the ball, and it's not inflated per se. It's more like stuffed, but yeah, you definitely leave a good gash, and the stuffing kind of leaks out. And oh, Ricky, you got another one broken. I told you not to do that. And they all storm off.
Aslaniv's like, hold on. And
Does everyone have their gold?
Aslaniv,
we need I guess I need to
Everyone
make
check your
sure.
roll, please.
Do we need to roll perception for that?
You check your pot. You do a real quick, like subtle, kind of,
22.
No, you're all good. That seemed to be the only attempt, but
Well, see, this is what I was talking about, guys.
So we continue on.
Let's just press on.
as you press on, it's getting, well toward midnight by now. This is nighttime. As you're getting closer, you hear parents calling out, for their kids, and people shouting and hollering at each other, "Quiet down over there!" That kind of thing. And eventually, things go quiet. The rain does let up some, subsides, and becomes a soft sprinkle. It seems that the storm has passed. Now, as you
Are we at the gate yet?
Yeah, as you approach the gate, there are two orcs standing guard, holding torches that illuminate the dark wrinkles in their scowled faces. And they look over at you. "Who enters? Grand Duke must give clearance."
My name is Grodan Malfour. I am here as an emissary for the Loxodon people.
Come back tomorrow. It's dark. It closed. No open.
They don't seem very smart, correct?
You have not gotten any sense of smart from them. If you would like to make a perception, or not perception,
Insight.
Insight. I was going to say intuition. I'm like, that's not right. If you'd like to make an insight check to kind of gauge their intelligence, you can try that.
I will do that. Nat 20.
Yeah, no, they are not smart. They are, it's rocks. Rocks probably are about as smart. But they're strong. They make great guards.
We can probably tell
what-
them what else they-
Wait. I got an idea. So you would send away an emissary from a possible partner in trade. Because it is dark?
Because it's not safe. Grand Duke give me orders, I follow orders. You want me to die
And
because
Someone who could make your Grand Duke wealthy. You would put them in danger.
safer out here.
Aslaniv steps forward and he's like, "We actually do need to. We need to speak to the Grand Duke, and perhaps we could do something to help with these riots."
You have paperwork? Duke, invite you.
Let me
Gro-
see if I think I have a spell for that. Hold on.
You said that out loud?
Wait,
Spell
well, no.
for paperwork? I don't understand. I don't care. Show paperwork.
I cast prestidigitation, and it allows me to make an item that fits in my hand.
Yes, it does.
An illusionary item that
What
fits
do
in
you
my
want
hand.
that illusion to look like in the palm of your hand? So,
And it's going to be paper. It's going to be
so
paperwork,
that
like kind of like.
size. What are you making?
Would it? Kind of like a.
Oh,
I guess can it be like a rolled up piece of paper? Does that count?
well, you can make, a Post-it note size paper
Perfect.
and present that if you would like.
Or like
I mean,
something
they're-
like a
they're-
royal crest or something, if you knew what that looked like.
What about
Yes,
the emblem, Aslaniv? The emblem that we have.
Oh, yes, the emblem! And
The
Aslaniv
emblem.
just makes a... Yeah, just to me, he makes a really official-looking emblem.
Did we? Don't
Do
we
a
actually have?
performance check on that as well, because you don't. We need to know how official that emblem looks. He's going to roll an intelligence.
my
His intelligence is not
performance.
great, but we're going to see if his counter intelligence.
Fuck.
Maybe you should have the bard do that.
He looks down at you and goes, "Why you show me jewelry? Put that away."
I cast charm person on both of them.
Oh God.
out of the Changeling City.
Okay.
What deceptive are you
Also, wait. I do want to say
Wisdom?
something.
Okay.
He's gonna know that you guys did this.
Mm-hmm.
Grodin looks like Grodin all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, I do just want to point that out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hide.
Mm-hmm.
Can you use the hat of disguise?
Aslaniv, no. Let's
No! I mean...
He
I
has
have-
done it. It is too late. He said,
I have-
"I have cast
I
this.
have a-
It is done now."
I have a
What
plan
do I
for this
roll?
anyway, if it doesn't work.
What-
Wisdom of 16 or higher
Okay, on both of them or
I'm-
on one of them?
on both of them.
Okay.
I gave the inspiration to Grodan.
Mm-hmm.
Not Aslaniv.
Wait, so
All
Grodin
right.
can't use disguise.
He has tusks, and he has a trunk, and he's also 8 foot tall.
And
What is
the
the
giant
target
sword
I have to shoot
doesn't
for?
let-
16 or higher. Wisdom.
16? Wow.
I mean,
That
they're
is-
pretty... I hope
That's impressive.
maybe they're pretty dumb, so hopefully they're
They are
negative.
pretty dumb.
You know, that's based on
Natural
the
19.
No.
He has a -2, so that's a 17. And a 17
So-
-2 is going to be a 15. So the one looks at you and goes, he's seeing you cast, and he just kind of grabs your wrist. You finish the incantation before he does. The second one is affected by it, but he grabs it.
Oh, this could work out.
What are you doing?
He turns to the other guy. He was like, "I don't understand what's going on. Why are you accosting me?" And he's like, "Could you help me out here?"
Cast spell.
Spells. I barely even know magic.
Oh, that's going to be a deception check, and a very difficult one because you look like a mage.
Why are you the one talking?
Aslaniv.
Hey, if we get arrested
21, nat 20.
Natural
from
20.
inside,
You look too stupid to be mage, and he shoves you back.
And he
And
was,
the other one's like,
and he took.
well, I don't know. He seems smart enough.
No, he doesn't.
And you can tell he kind of,
He's like-
okay, sorry.
He was like, and he turns to the one that he did charm. Perhaps you could persuade your friend to let us in. We really need to speak to the Duke.
I'm not allowed to let you in. I want to, but
You don't have to
Grund.
let us in. You just have to
Grund
let
is
your friend
mean.
let us in.
then Grund get fired and killed.
Don't worry. You won't get fired. I'll put in a good word for you.
You won't get fired. He omits the killed part.
another deception check.
Aslaniv, why you take
I mean,
charge?
Aslani's not lying. He will put a good word in for him if he does get fired. I mean,
No,
I could try.
I cannot.
I could
I
do-
have orders. I understand you want, but I cannot. Although I do like your robe. Very nice.
All right,
you.
so would we be able to be let in tomorrow?
No, because they're going to know that he charmed him.
Grand Duke make decisions tomorrow.
And the other one goes,
I'll report you. You are untrustworthy, deceptive, manipulative. We do not need that in our city right now.
I have not
Riots
deceived
happening.
anybody.
I didn't hear you. What?
Aslaniv says, "What if I could just give you some money to make you forget about all of this?"
Trying bribery, That's
Bribe official king's guards? How dare you?
And he is.
I apologize. My lord is an idiot.
Yes, he
Aslaniv
is.
says, "Excuse you."
Man, I really
You
wish
are
You would do
Violence.
good to keep his tongue bridled.
I agree, and then I punch Aslaniv. Shut up, Aslaniv.
Do you actually punch him?
Not to take any damage, but yeah. It gives
Roll an attack.
Never mind. Anyways.
You hit a force field.
You swing wide. It's kind of almost for show that you just swung at him, and the guard just kind of stares at you and says,
You need better protectors too.
He looks over at Grodin to say that.
They can't
I
even hit
protect
each other.
myself. I protect myself.
Then why
They
are
are
you bringing
here
them?
as
My skills are more to
an emissary must have people to assist with everyday functions. They are paid
There's no
servants.
slave.
There's no
Got
rule
it.
that says I can't try to charm him again, correct?
No, it is. They're
there is
immune
actually-
for
They're
the.
immune for like 2 hours or 24 hours or something like that. It is not a pretty thing to fail a charm.
You attempt to have you make what him
as we all saw in Daslita.
It doesn't say that.
Pretty sure it does.
You're gonna make me
You
look up
attempt to
charm person.
I'm reading it
fail.
right now. You attempt to charm a humanoid when you see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw. It does so with advantage if you or your companies are fighting it or not. If it fails the saving throw, it is
Charm.
charmed by you until the spells end or you and your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Oh,
But it doesn't-
there isn't anything.
It doesn't say I can't cast it again.
Immunity to charm. Oh, help if I put 5th edition in here, because that was a different edition. That's not going to help you any. You could attempt it again. I'm going to say he has advantage now that he knows that you
On the
are
save.
attempting such a thing. He would have advantage on the save at least. Because he's
Give
keeping
him
an eye on
inspiration
you.
at least. Jesus.
He's keeping an eye on you, and he does not like you or trust you or, yeah, any of you. Just you. Mm-mm. Are you attempting?
You're gonna make this real bad for us. We'll never be able to get in.
Or we get ourselves arrested and then we escape from jail on the inside.
Or they just kick us out and not let us in and have our names posted on the wall of
That Grodin. It looks like Grodin and Beskar are back to being the voices of. We're back to being the voices of reason now.
Yes.
Grodin looks back to Aslaniv and gives him like a stern look.
Because what kind of gate is it? Is it a barred gate, like a gate you
it
can
is
see through?
No, it is a wooden gate. It is closed. It is not just wood. It's like, 6-inch thick beams. And you can see this is a very secure gate.
Okay,
You
so
are
I can't
again, in
see
troll
through it
country,
though, right?
So no, you cannot see through it. And this
Okay.
is definitely
Gotcha.
meant to be siege proof and troll proof and defense, not just pretty.
Fair.
I mean, you already kind of screwed us because after an hour, he's gonna know that you charmed him.
Aslaniv,
Well,
I think we can just come back later once it's open.
That's fine, I guess. I just was really hoping to get in the city tonight.
Well, Some plans have to change.
And we may not be able to get in at all now because you tried to charm the guards.
Well, we know that on the other side. Well, I'll wait for not next to the gate to guards to talk about this. He's like, "Fine, we'll do it later."
Very well. I will mention this to the Duke when I'm speaking with him.
Good. I want promotion. I do job. I do job well.
The first one kind of puffs his chest. The other one's
When he finds out that this
no.
has affected the diplomatic relations between a powerful nation who could bring money to this city, I'm sure that he will look
you
upon
get
that
killed?
differently.
Then I be in trouble.
I'm not worried about me being killed.
I am.
And he
It's my
like
job.
he's like, do you see the blade sitting next to me?
Yes, very pretty.
It
I've
has-
seen many like that.
You have never seen one like this.
Many pretty blades.
We're gonna tell him your flies out.
As
No, he's just gonna say this blade has soaked battlefields with blood for millennia.
pulls Ko to the
Good.
side. Ko, if I know that behind on the other side of the gate is empty, I could teleport us to the other side once we're out of range.
How about
Rodin is going to turn the cart around and start moving, and he's going to look back at Aslaniv. Stop your scheming. You will make things worse.
No, okay, guys. After we're out of earsight of the guards, what if I just change into a bird and fly over the walls and find a way to get us in from the inside or something?
And how will that
Yes. Now, as he says, well, if you can find a space within a certain amount of a certain distance and describe it to me accurately, I can teleport without risk of hurting anyone.
I understand that you three are just looking to leave to your home plane. I live here, and
I'm
I
sorry.
am trying to perform a diplomatic mission. My mission has stayed the same, even though my retinue was killed.
As
So I would
crosses
hope
arms,
that as friends you could understand that and not prevent possible relations with the city and the Loxodon people.
Aslan says, "Do you realize that's not going to all matter in the grand scheme of things? Lothar destroys this world and this plane of existence."
Yeah, I feel like we should also warn people about that.
I don't think
I
know
You know,
that.
have read about
The one
Lothar. I don't understand what you are saying completely. I've heard about it from, whatever that demon's name was.
From
Or
two.
that Devilkin's name was. Tomb. And I've heard things from Tomb. I understand that. But, that being said, this is where my people live. I understand that you want to leave, but I must stay
No.
here.
So you're not gonna. I was gonna say that you weren't gonna be here anyway. You're not gonna come with us.
This is my home.
That's fair.
Well, we wouldn't want
Like I s-
force that
like I s-
him to come with us.
yeah, we do want Borko to be able to come with us.
We take Borko and leave Grodan.
What I am
then-
saying is, I intend to get you three home, but this is still my home. I still came here with under the mission of building relations with the major powers in this part of the continent. I do not think that is something that will be able to be done in Waterdeep, but it is something that may be able to be accomplished here, and you have already strained those relations by not thinking before you act.
We strained the relationship with two idiot guards. I doubt that'll be. a big
Guards
deal.
report to other people. I understand you have never been in any form of military, but There is a chain of command. Those two idiots, as you put it, will report to their commander, who will report to theirs, and then will report to the Duke. I am not someone that you would mistake in this part of the land as someone else. I have a distinct look even for my people. It is not easy for me to pass as another person. This is why you need to think before you act, Aslaniv. This will aid you in many things, but your brash actions can cause effects far greater than what you are thinking in the moment.
I'm just ready to go home. I'm getting pressed on. I'm getting, there's Lothar, and then there's Nethys, and do you realize how much she yells at me in my sleep?
What I am hearing is that you are thinking only of yourself and not of the people that you travel with.
Did you get thrown out of a time and space a warp? Did you get taken out to God knows to God's nowhere and thrown out of time and space into a cart because you couldn't pass some test? And she was just gonna let me die. I know it.
No, but my very dear friend was almost lost to me forever for accompanying you and protecting you and Beskar and co. So I do understand. I have had stakes in this. I have also died, or did you forget?
Yeah. You won't let me forget.
I don't believe that I have mentioned it other than this time.
We've mentioned it.
It's like you did it. You died. You're not dead anymore. As I'm just like rubbing symbols. You know what? I'm just tired of arguing. We'll deal with this in the morning, I suppose. It's not like we have much of a choice.
So you're sitting
Even
there,
if
and you're riding through the city street.
We're riding, and he's looking for a place to. He's riding over to the nicer place.
Yeah, it is you're in the nicest part of the slums, and it's a crowded place. Even when people are resting, you see people sitting on their doorsteps with their hands on their knees, and they open their eyes enough to keep an eye out as you're walking by. So they're keeping an eye on you, but they're resting, and the night has calmed down. You'll hear some people shouting every now and then, and a drunk or two, singing as they stumble down the street. But there aren't inns in this part of the city. I mean, people are lucky enough to have literally a piece of rock over their head, much less own an inn or a tavern or something like that.
Are there any, abandoned lots?
It's very populated here, so anything that is abandoned quickly becomes unabandoned as squatters take over. You can, go door by door searching if you would like, but just as you're riding down, looking left and right and staying on the road, you don't see anything that immediately jumps out as, hey, look, an empty space.
He's just going to look for a place that he can park.
Okay. You can find an alley to pull into.
He wants to find some place that's relatively defensible.
Yeah. So you pull into a dead-end alley. You look in, you're like, oh, that's a dead end. So you pull in there, and you know that the only point of egress is right in front of you. If you back the wagon in there, you could defend that spot should people come upon you.
Yeah, he will do that. He will... He's going to sit down by Borko out in the front. He's putting up the... He's putting up the tarp and the immovable rod.
Okay.
Up at the top of it, and kind of trying to tarp a wall over the area, I guess.
Okay. So a ceiling.
A wall in front of it because the wagon's covered.
All right. So you're trying to get a little privacy / don't come in here.
Yes.
All right. Understandable. All right. Who's keeping watch? It is now a good 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Grodin's keeping the first watch.
Aslaniv goes into a corner and is like, "This is some bullshit. I believe I'm stuck with this. I'm just trying to get home. I got an elephant yelling at me. I got people who, I got a guide yelling at me. And he just like
Grodin did not roll very well. He rolled a natural 1 for the scent, so that's most likely because everything smells like, everything here. Yeah.
Trash,
And then a 13 for visual.
Yes. So you're sitting there.
Oh wait, I have inspiration. I want to add that in. Inspiration.
You do have well.
It's a D8.
It's been an hour. How long does that last?
I think
10
inspiration
minutes.
only lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
Shit.
you don't have inspiration.
Well, it was only a 3 anyway.
The plan was to give the inspiration for while talking to the guards, but then Aslaniv led the charge for some
Went
reason.
rogue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Normally, my charm person normally works, so I was like, oh, okay, let's do
It's
this.
a very
But he's a
temporary thing
trained
for when you.
soldier who has very explicit instructions. Nobody gets in.
I should have used
Even as a
suggestion,
friend.
not charm person.
Even as a friend, you're like, you're my bestest friend in the world. I can't let you in. That's where I was thinking with all that is, even with his best friend. Sorry that my hands are tied. But I
should have used
You're a nice
suggestion.
person.
He should have been like, you want to open the gates.
So you are sitting there, Grodin. What is everyone else doing before I get into Grodin?
Aslaniv is reading the book because he's all mad.
Makes sense. Ko, what are you doing? You
I'm
sleeping,
just gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting. I'm gonna lean against the wall and sleep. So my back is against the wall, but
All right.
I'm facing out
Yeah.
into the alley.
So Beskar, you kind of do the same. You sit next to your sister and try to get comfortable as best you can. And you start to doze off. And you hear Beskar in your head. Beskar,
Yeah.
I am Roshlin, friend of Sorel. I am free of restraint collars to cast spell. We need your help. And the kind of sensation in your brain fades for a moment and then it returns. I'm asking on his behalf, begging you to Dex Letha. Althea and his raiders are few. If you cut them off now, you would have help. You could succeed. And once more, your brain kind of tingles a little bit. Many of us have turned to stone using Althea's permanence. The protection runes that guide the way here can disrupt many forms of magic. They can also disrupt... And the sensation fades.
I'm all the way in Baldur's Gate. I will try to get to Daslitha as best I can. And yeah, okay. And then I tell the party. So Rushland, was that what he said his name was? Rushland or something?
Roshlan.
Something we've never heard him.
Rochlan.
We've never heard of him. So
Yeah. Ruslan from Dathletha said he is with Sorel, or a friend of Sorel, and they need us to cut off. They need help at Dathletha. But we're all the way in Baldur's Gate.
Aslaniv turns up for the book and just scoffs. He thinks we're going all the way back there.
well, how far away is Dexletha from here?
Pretty long way. Like
It's
3
5
weeks.
It's 5 days north of Red Larch. Northeast.
so, like 2 weeks from now.
And that 5 days also includes, like, riding through scorpion and rock-infested territory.
Yeah.
This is a true statement.
What if we get into Baldur's Gate and pay someone to teleport us to Red Larch.
Are there teleportation circles in Red Larch? Probably not.
Or
Was there a teleportation circle in that wizard's tower that we were in right outside of Dexter?
the enemy cultists,
Yes.
the ones that we did not clear out,
Yes.
the ones that if we were to teleport in there, we would be instantly surrounded by enemies?
Yes.
I don't think so.
You don't remember seeing any sort of teleportation circle?
There was the
While you were
strange
traipsing
runes
around
on
as Harry Jannel?
What?
While you were traipsing around as Harry Jannel?
Yeah.
There was the
I wasn't
strange
you, but I
circle
didn't-
of runes and inscribings on the roof where the weather djinn were.
Huh.
The
Yeah, that's what I
rune-
was thinking of.
The air djinn. It may have been a
Well, we
teleportation
had a
circle,
dragon.
or it may have just been runes. You're not a.
If we had a dragon, this would be a lot easier.
You're gonna ride that.
It
as long
wouldn't
as you
have
can,
worked.
aren't you?
That's not how the wish spell works.
I wanted that dragon.
All
We,
right.
we could wish the dragon to us all we want. Doesn't mean we have control over it.
What if we just wished that Lothar was dead, and
Yeah.
then our entire mission would be done? We could just go back to Dexlitha.
Yeah.
That has a really high chance of backfiring.
Such as
What would it do? Not kill him?
Lothar basically a god.
Yeah, kinda.
he's a
Basically.
dragon.
I mean,
He
it's
bleeds. If he bleeds, he can die.
either he's gonna not be killed or he's gonna be killed. I don't
I
see any
mean-
downsides.
It's except you wasted a wish spell. That's all. The
we already
most,
did that.
the most, most powerful spell in the game that that a mage can only cast 3 times in their entire life.
Well, they can cast it more, it just affects them.
Yeah.
Aslaniv, can you cast teleportation? Yes or no?
As a nuisance, I am not a conjuration specialist.
You do know
Ah.
the realm. I will clarify that.
I do know wound the realm, but doesn't that require like blood?
Yeah,
We have
plenty,
blood.
We have plenty of blood.
It has to be within the last day though.
That
It has
is
to be
not
someone-
a problem. That is least amount of our problems.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Now, if I were to reverse engineer Wound the Realm, I could, in theory, teleport wherever I wanted to, as long as I had the components for that spell, correct?
If you were to study enough to learn the teleportation, decrypt the teleportation part of Wound of the Realm, that's what it's based on. So it would make sense that you could do that. Yes, but it would take time. That's not something you're going to do by morning or something.
That is very true. I mean, I do know the spell, but I don't know, and I would probably have to take more time to do the thing.
Right.
So, in short, no. It's like I'm not. Notice how every time we teleported, it's been with someone's assistance.
Hey guys, I hate to break it, but I am actually going to have to leave.
All right.
All right.
Well, at that point,
Not a problem.
I
I
think
had
we
fun.
need to call it a night anyway because it is 10:40, and I do appreciate it.
That is. Yes, probably
So we
right.
will leave tonight with you getting yourself some rest and preparing to enter the city the best you can, however that looks, and be thinking about different approaches. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys again. Thank you, Sirenscape, for being so generous.
Thank you.
Just to cover a couple more points, we do have a Discord channel. We have podcasts going out. I try to get those uploaded every Sunday-ish so that by Tuesday, you're caught up and ready to go for the next session.
We do have, of course, Twitch Tuesday nights, and what else am I forgetting? Fan art. Some of this random craziness may inspire you to draw us a picture we can use on the backboard, or a scenery, or even just character maps. Send us pictures, and we will gladly promote you and celebrate with you. I think it's kind of fun. So anyway, information that I can show everybody. Thank you guys very much. I will see you next week where we figure out how to get into Baldur's Gate. Good luck now that you've kind of screwed the pooch. But hey.
Yeah, thanks, Aslaniv.
Who knows?
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Good night.